Alexandre, great to get you on Real Vision.
Hi, Raoul. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Yeah, I hunted you down on Twitter because I've been following what you guys have been up to for a while. So I hunted you down and thought I need to get you here.
No, honestly, I'm super excited because you are one of the rare guy actually that is very educated and is doing a lot of work behind the questions. So I'm very happy to be able to actually answer to any question you have.
Fantastic. So first, I'd love to hear your background. How the hell did you get into all of this? How did you get into crypto, all of this?
How much time we have? Because I'm not sure it's going to be enough.
We have plenty of time.
So a bit of background, I guess. French, obviously, with this accent.
Really? I didn't notice.
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't. I'm based in Malta, actually. But long story short, I've been an internet entrepreneur for 25 years, since 1995, when I was 18. Created different internet companies, successfully, unsuccessfully. Then for 12 years, I was in the online gaming industry, sports betting and online poker, especially poker, actually. Mm-hmm. And I sold my business in 2012 in US, in Las Vegas, the technology. And then I reinvested in different ventures. And 3.5 years ago, I jumped very, very late in the crypto space through the sports window. Sometimes I'm in the sports business. Sometimes I'm in the crypto space. It really depends who I'm going to talk to. Today, it's going to be, I hope, a mix of both. But the genesis of what we are doing came actually from our failure in delivering a sports business in the poker space. And that's how it started.
So what is it that you saw tell me about this crypto journey and how did you put two and two together that sports betting or essentially involvement in sports could lead to something else?
I mean, we don't do gambling or betting at all. But what happened is, when was that? So 2016, I was in the poker business, not as an operator, just like we were creating a poker league, literally like the UFC of poker or NBA of poker or NFL of poker. We had like 12 teams, the New York Rounders, the Las Vegas Moneymakers, the Paris Aviators. So we created a league from scratch. We raised money from VCs in China for this project, and we made it happen. And after 1 year, we failed miserably. We built a TV studio in Las Vegas, amazing one. We built a studio in Europe. We did like 400 hours of live stream, 180 matches. It was really cool. Objectively, actually, it was really cool. But there was not a significant audience because it was poker, because we wanted to sportify poker, et cetera, et cetera. And at that point, the question was, hey, we own a sports property, shitty one, but still we own a sports property. How can we engage and monetize our fan base? And that triggered a 1.5 year brainstorm process where, hey, maybe instead of trying to engage and monetize the sports property that actually doesn't work that we have, maybe we should do that for others. And the question is, how can you engage and monetize sports fan in the sports industry? And so we came up with a very basic and naive idea that 99.9% of sports fans are not in the arena, not in the city, and not even in the country of the team they are supporting today. That was different 50 years ago, but today, because of broadcasting, global broadcasting, social media, celebrities, every small team is actually a big team globally somehow. And so most of the fans are not anymore the 50,000 people that are in the stadium. So what can you offer to a fan that is in Japan, in Korea, in France, or in Brazil? And we started to work and think about that. And we realized that the most valuable thing you can give a fan is the recognition of being a fan. You, as a sports property, you are telling me, a random Joe, anywhere in the world, that I am a fan. I'm a super fan. I'm a fan 3.0, whatever you want to call it. And we really started around that. And we eventually came up that what is the second thing that is the most valuable for a fan? Well, it's actually to be listened, that you are listening to me. It doesn't mean that I control you, but I can have a say. And suddenly I exist. And so this whole concept of social status became Socios.com or Socios.com. The whole idea now is, long story short, if I may, is we are tokenizing sports team, like we have 40 plus sports team in the world right now. And we are creating a concept or a product called fan token. And these fan tokens or digital assets, they are not NFTs, they are fungibles, but they are digital assets that give you part of being a member of a community, having a voting right, and the more tokens you have, the more power you have in the voting, and give you benefits and gamification and all the other things we're going to develop around that. It's the kind of new generation of loyalty program, but completely for the next 5 to 10 years, where fans are not anymore just the guy who has a tattoo, who loves the team, and who is in the arena, but really the new generation of digital fans. And that's what we are pushing.
Yeah, I'm a huge believer that community is the future of all business models, and that tokenization is going to be the predominant way that we organize these large, complex groups. Now, whether that's sports fans or whether it's around music artists or even businesses themselves. So, when I saw what you were doing, I thought it's super interesting because what's interesting is I think you've only just started on the journey of where this is all going, because right now you've connected the fan to the club, which is great. So they feel important.
Yep.
It's in addition for them buying a T-shirt, they can now have a say in the club. Then you start getting some benefits attached to it, but then eventually you connect everybody in the network, and then the network has real value, right? That's how you value the network.
A few things from here. First, we think as a company, as a vision, as a real vision, let's put it, that the future of sports industry in terms of monetization is going from a passive fan to an active fan. That's the bridge. And we want to be that bridge and that gateway. That's really our business. That's true in sports, indeed. That can be true in entertainment and other verticals. We are not ourselves yet there, and I will explain why, but we're focusing in sports. Now, the question from the sports industry point of view is, and I will take that outside of US, because US has a very unique model because of franchise and this whole redistribution, which funny enough for capitalistic country, franchise are very socialist and communism because everything is shared in the thing. So that's a little bit ironic sometimes. But anyway, in the rest of the world, everybody is fighting against each other to get most of the revenue, and everybody is more or less alone in their journey. And so there is a cap, a ceiling in terms of broadcasting right. There is a ceiling in terms of ticketing. You cannot add tickets. You cannot increase the price of the tickets for social reason. So there is a revenue that at some point is going to reach a ceiling. And it's actually even going to go down, not the ticketing, but the broadcasting right and potentially the sponsoring, because at some point you cannot sell more every year, etc. So the only thing that can grow as in the sports industry is the fan monetization. But what can you sell to a fan? You know, there is always this dream of, we're going to sell content and they're going to have behind the scene. Nobody buys this. The only content that people buy in sports is live sports. That's it. People don't really buy a replay. It's free on most of the platform. And everything that is behind the scene is on social media, Instagram, and it's for free because then celebrities capture that to sell their own sponsoring. So the only thing that you can create is this new relationship between sports team and fans. We believe that what we do is one path. There will be others, but we kind of believe that we are the main one. And so, indeed, now that you are telling me that I'm part of this community, we also realize that everything in sports is about scarcity. Limited amount of tickets, limited amount of jersey, limited amount of everything. If there is scarcity, if there is demand, there is value. If there is value, there is a market. So we created a marketplace where you and I can buy these fan tokens. You can sell them, you can buy them, you can hold them, you can do whatever you want. This is not the primary business, of course, of or rather the primary purpose of the fan tokens, but yet it's there. The same way in the ticketing industry, there is a secondary market that is massive. The same way that is in the sneakers industry, there is a massive.
Hey, if you like this clip, be sure to check out the full interview and more only on realvision.com/crypto. It's 100% free. Sign up now.